Yeah, we back. Now, today I'm going to be reviewing a piece of content, and I'm also going to use this video to drive the point home that I made the other day about how y'all got into my DM, y'all got into my comment section, and y'all told me, man, you got to get that 6 to Goddis. She be talking crazy. She be talking nonsense. So I told y'all, man, I don't be going back and forth, and I don't be getting at chicks in real life, bro. If a chick say some goofy shit, I'm not even going to acknowledge it. And in that video, I explained why it's unnatural and it's pretty much a waste of time, especially in the society that we live in today, to try to hold a woman accountable and shit like that. Because, bro, at the end of the day, the best thing you can do is just remove yourself from the situation and just not acknowledge their existence. And after this video, I think you're gonna understand why. Now, today, I'm gonna be reviewing a piece of content from Jessica X in regards to this whole 6 to Goddis situation. So apparently, one of you dudes went on 6 to Goddis live stream and tried to hold her accountable. We gonna hold these women accountable. We gonna hold them accountable. Nigga, you ain't hold nothing accountable, bro. Don't even waste your time. And I said that on my video that I dropped the other day, entitled 6 to Goddis versus Black Immigrants. Go check that out. Classic. And in that video, I had said there's really no reason for a man to jump out the window or jump out his body in regards to something that a chick said or that she did. Because 9 times out of 10, if you come back to her at a later date, she's not even going to be standing on that same position anymore. And one of the good brothers came into the comment section and left an excellent comment. I had to pin it to the top. Take a look up on the screen. The good brother Camjiverse said, 6 is one of those brain dead FBA drones. She used to promote Pan-Africanism until Tariq paid her to be in this shitty Hidden Colors documentary. You are smart to not go after her because, like most women, their views and emotions change like the wind. If a Nigerian or Ghanaian millionaire proposed to her tomorrow, she would have her fist in the air pushing RBG and Garveyism once again. And yeah, man, go check that video out that I dropped the other day. I don't got a problem with 6 to Goddis, but I had to intellectually slice her up on that video the other day, man. We already dissected her profile and gave her a background check. She used to walk around with the big head raps, listening to island music, listening to African music, shit like that, talking about the ancestors, walking around with the Kemetic Egyptian jewelry and all that shit. And now all of a sudden she FBA making jokes about African huts and African civilization. At the end of the day, man, listen, like the brother said, their views and emotions change like the wind. Come back in 36 months, she's gonna be singing a whole different tune. Now, let's get into the video today. So apparently one of you goofy ass dudes did not take my advice, did not follow my scripture when I told you it's a waste of time to be trying to go after these women and try to hold them accountable because of what they said. When of y'all hopped on their goddamn live stream and tried to hold her accountable like she was Martin Luther King or some shit? Man, listen, let me get into the footage, man. And as you know, I'll be right back on my commentary. Let's go.
How are you guys doing? I just want you guys to acknowledge what everybody came here to see, right? Because we believe in accountability. Anton needs to be accountable. Pearly needs to be accountable. Nathan Daly, chaotic, all that, right? So the question is, yesterday you were exposed an ex-stripper. Where is the accountability here, right? Because strippers, actually, they are the first woman to exploit men, their desires, and everything they usually want on women to get money out of them, right? So you did a show, 2 hours and 30 minutes in, and you still didn't address that. 2,000 people are here. Watch this, trying to understand how do you correlate a woman that was a stripper for a lot of years and now she becomes a man fighting for men's rights? Doesn't that what Pearly did? Become a grifter?
All right, we back. We're gonna get back into the footage, but I had to stop it right there to let it be known. Listen, this is why you don't waste your time trying to hold women accountable, because, bro, you trying to hold them accountable like she a man, bro. Like, listen, like I said in the video the other day, we don't hold men and women to the same standards, right? For a man, you're gonna confront him on what he said or what he did, because as a man, your word is bond. You have to stand on honor and integrity. With women, they operate in a different world, bro. Shit like honor and integrity and all that, masculine shit you be talking about. You sound like a goofy trying to hold her accountable. That's why she looking at you like, nigga, who is this lame ass nigga? That's why I said when a chick say some goofy shit or do some goofy shit as a man in this society, in the United States, the best course of action is to just ignore it, remove your support, remove your acknowledgement. That's what you do. In my opinion, if he really felt away, he should have just unsubscribed, stopped supporting if he was supporting, stopped super chatting if he was super chatting, just kept it moving, bro. That's all it is, bro. You ain't gotta stress this shit. Like I said, come back in 36 months, it's gonna be a whole different person. Just like 2 years ago, she was big African mama, Goddis Yamoja, walking around with the African in America podcast. Before it was the 6 to Goddis podcast, she was talking about welcome to the African in America podcast. So at the end of the day, bro, don't waste your time trying to hold these women accountable, bro. Now, when it comes to men, that's different, man. When it comes to men, we gonna hold men, we gonna put their feet to the fire. We gonna put you on a podium and have you explain yourself. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put you in the courtroom and we gonna lay down the judgment. But when it comes to the women, bro, just don't even waste your time with that shit. Anyways, let's get back into the footage.
I apologize for my
talking about accountability. I don't see your point. So
no,
I saw if I swung on a pole 20 years ago, and then what? What does that have to do with this today?
I apologize for my actions, right? But if I was an ex-murderer, I wouldn't come on the street and say,
please. We're not gonna.
All right, we back now. This is why I say you don't waste your time trying to hold women accountable, as they always say, because at the end of the day, you're going to realize it was a waste of time. That's why in my video the other day, I didn't waste no time trying to hold her accountable. I just gave her an assessment and evaluation, and I understand why she's the way she is. I understand why she has the mentality that she has. I can see right through the bullshit. But instead of me trying to hold her accountable because I already understand that's an exercise in futility, I simply examined the situation and provided my analysis. Now, first things first, everything that she said was bullshit. As anyone in any position of leadership, your background check, your identity, your past, it's always going to come into play. You can't get into no high level of government without them running through every nook and cranny and crevice in your background and understanding the person that you are. You can't occupy any position of leadership and then when someone comes up and brings up your past, you say, nigga, I don't gotta explain shit to you, nigga, fuck you, nigga, suck my dick, nigga, blah. You know what I mean? But going back to what I said, we usually have a habit of holding men accountable, putting men's feet to the fire, putting men up on a podium, putting men inside the courtroom to lay down their judgment, because men typically, historically, have been, at least globally, in a position of leadership. So we are accustomed to that. Women are kind of, at least for the most part, are new to being in a position of leadership. Not black women, but for the most part, women in general, yes, they are new to being in a position of leadership. So they're not used to being called down to the podium and being like, nigga, run that background. Same thing happened to Barack Obama. They were running a whole bunch of background. They say, nigga, you a Muslim, nigga, you a terrorist. They said a whole bunch of shit. But that's what comes with being in a position of leadership. Not even just a position of leadership, but just any position of importance in any organization or society. If we examine you under the light, it better come back clean. That's just part of being a person of importance. Even just to work for me, I'm not giving you the opportunity without running that background check. I already explained that in multiple videos, bro. So since the Goddis, as someone who's claiming that she's for the community and she down for the community and she's trying to build up the community, then she should understand why someone's background is important. And I guarantee if it was a man, she would want to understand the background check of any man that came around and said that he wants to occupy a position of leadership in society or the community. When it comes to men, we don't have no problem holding them accountable, running that background check. Now, when K6 doesn't know, I'm going to tell her why somebody's past matters, especially someone who's occupying a public position of leadership and influence. Number one, trustworthiness and integrity. Similar to how we say the police are supposed to operate with a higher level of efficiency, well, guess what? As someone of influence, you're supposed to operate with a higher degree of integrity and trustworthiness among the community. That's why inspecting somebody's background, it allows us to evaluate their past behavior and character. Because looking at the past is going to be an indication of the future. And as men, we already understand this because society already holds us accountable. But when it comes to women, they don't got to hold them accountable, bro. They don't know nothing about being held accountable. They could just say, nigga, you a weirdo, get out my face, weirdo ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could easily revert back into their child mode. Throw a temper tantrum like a child. Like, it is what it is. That's why you don't waste your time, bro. You just ignore the situation. You walk away from the situation. You remove yourself from the situation. You don't call into the show talking about, we gonna hold you accountable, wagging your finger at the chick. Man, that's a waste of time, bro. Waste of time. Now, let's get back into the footage.
I apologize for my
talking
ex.
about accountability. I don't see your point. So,
No,
if I sold drugs 10 years.
So essentially what she's saying to him there is F accountability. You can't hold me accountable for shit, right? Now, again, how is a woman like this who says F accountability? Yeah, I was swinging on the pole. And what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Tell me this is not a modern woman. Tell me that is not a modern woman in a nutshell. You're a hoe. You lead with sex. You don't want to take accountability for anything. You're rude. That's a modern woman right there.
All right, we back. Now, in case I didn't know, and you didn't watch my video on Six to Goddess the other day, yes, indeed, she was in that street life. Yeah, she was up in them clubs, you know what I'm saying, clapping them cheeks for $1. Now, anyways, man, the person that provided commentary on the last clip, that was Jessica X. And during her broadcast, she actually touched on something that I said in my last video the other day, and I'm going to let it play right now. Let's go.
Like I said, he was sliding it, busting it up and down on the pole. Let me ask you this, Six. When you were busting it open on the pole, did you only take tips from black men? Is it only black men who could throw $1 on your ass, Six? Or were you taking money from white men too? How pro-black are you really?
All right, we back. Now, the brother that we got up on the screen, that's a brother by the name of Real Nathan Daly. He dropped the broadcast. He dropped the footage. Go to his channel for the video and the footage and all that shit. I don't want my channel to get smacked up. You know what I mean? But yeah, he got the clips and all that. And it's something that we already didn't know, though. I mean, y'all boys was fooled by the exterior. Me, I already told y'all. When I see them big African head wraps, big African jewelry, African medallions, a couple women got into the comment section the other day and they told me, oh, Nefakari, don't generalize the women. Don't generalize the pro-black sisters. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. Y'all got to go talk to your sisters who be on that bullshit because they have ruined the whole aesthetic. They ruined the whole reputation. When I see y'all in them big African head wraps, the big African garb and all that shit, all big Afrocentric, you know what I mean? I just walk away. Like, I don't even take it serious, bro. Like, I just see, oh, she She on some bullshit. She's trying to finesse me. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to finesse me with the exterior, the outer persona. But I can see right through that bullshit. Usually the presentation never really matches the interior, unfortunately. That's what, in my experience, in my anecdotal experience, that's what I come across, right? When I see all that Afrocentric energy, usually the mentality and the behavior and the past behavior as well does not match that. If it's not a Six to Goddess situation where she used to be busting it all up and down the goddamn pole, then she used to probably be dating a bunch of white dudes and shit like that. I'm telling you, in my experience, I just run across a bunch of bullshit when I come across that aesthetic, bro. Chicks just be trying to run game on niggas, bro, because a lot of that shit, that's part of the art of seduction. They know black men of a certain caliber. They like that presentation. They know black men who be sitting at the crib reading Amos Wilson, shit like that. They know those brothers who are conscious, intelligent. They want a woman with a certain aesthetic. But a lot of women are just putting on that costume, but they don't really live it. They're not really from that. They don't really come from that, right? You got Six to Goddess wearing all that African medallion, Afrocentric energy, but she talking about African huts and electricity up in Africa, talking a bunch of bullshit about black immigrants. So at the end of the day, bro, like, that's one main reason I never tuned into her content. And I've been seeing her on social media for years, because once I see that aesthetic, I know she on bullshit. I know she run a game. That's why when it got exposed by Nathan Daly about her past as a stripper, I was like, I mean, it is what it is, bro. I mean, what you expect, man? Just another one of these fake Afrocentric pro-black, you know what I'm saying? Like, fake pro-black chicks, man. Like, I run into that shit so much. Just another fake pro-black chick, you know, trying to run game on niggas. Trying to run game on black men. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. I don't fall for that shit. Y'all boys fall for the exterior. I don't get enticed by the exterior. Not me, man. Not me. That's why months back, I put out that video entitled, take a look up on the screen, the reason why black men stay away from Afrocentric black women. I put that out months ago, bro. Way back before the situation took place, bro. This isn't something new. I've been on this for years. And touching back on what Jessica X said in regards to when Six to Goddess was up in that life, was she dealing with white men? You already know what I said in the video the other day. I said black women in the line of sex work, bro. White men are having a ball with them women, bro. White men are having a ball with them hoes, dog. Like, white men are having a ball, my nigga. They doing a thing with them women. That's why if a black woman in the line of sex work, just understand it's a whole gang of white men that done, you know what I'm saying, and had a good time with them. You just accept that, bro. It is what it is. It's the nature of the business, and it doesn't make economic sense for someone to be in the line of sex work and be like, nah, I'm not taking no dollars from white men or Mexican men or Jewish men or Asian men or whatever. Like, it doesn't even make no sense. But I'm acquainted with women from all walks of life, bro. I'm acquainted with women from all walks of life. So I understand these things, and I got 5 sisters, and I got a lot of homegirls, and I'm cool with a lot of their homegirls. So I'm tapped into the streets, bro. I know what the streets is talking about. I know what's going on, man. I know what's going on, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to our women. And this is kind of off topic, but the reason why I say for black men especially, don't waste your time trying to hold women accountable, because unless black men in North America can establish their own sovereign society with their own laws, their own constitution, their own police, their own sovereign territory, you cannot hold a woman accountable if you are not in a position of rulership. That's why you can go to a different country. Yeah, those men over there, they're going to hold their women accountable, because those women, they are beholden to the laws of the territory that are established by the men who govern that territory. As black men, and this holds true for black men of all backgrounds in North America, we do not govern this territory right here. This the white boy shit right here, which means that you can't hold no woman accountable, my nigga. You can't hold shit accountable. You don't control the laws. You don't control the society. You may be able to hold the women within your immediate family accountable, but in terms of women in the broad community, in the general community, no, you cannot hold them accountable, bro. You cannot. Because to hold them accountable to a certain standard of behavior, you would need some institutional backing. The same way how a bunch of you manosphere dudes always talk about how the Arabs in the Middle East, they be holding their women accountable, they keep their women in check, because there's institutional backing behind their belief systems, right? They not just sitting there wagging their finger at the woman. No, bro. No. Their beliefs are backed by the institutions of the state. So a woman in other countries cannot just go out and do whatever the fuck she want, and then when someone tries to hold her accountable, she tells them, nigga, fuck out of here, weird ass nigga, suck my dick. It doesn't happen. This can only happen in the United States, because in the United States, you cannot hold no woman accountable, my nigga. That's why you don't waste your time holding them accountable. In the United States, you know what you do? You ignore them. You walk away. You block them. You delete their number. You unsubscribe. You unfollow. You keep it moving. Move on with your life. We don't waste time trying to hold women accountable. We don't waste time trying to wag our finger at women. We just remove ourselves from the situation, and our absence will speak for us. I'm using this as a teaching moment, as a case study. Your absence will speak for you. Now, let's get back into the footage.
I swung on a pole 20 years ago. And then what? What does that have to do with this today?
I apologize for my accent, right? But if I was an ex-murderer, I wouldn't come on the streets and say,
please. We're not going to.
Wait, are we trying to correlate being a stripper with a murderer?
Come on.
And see, hold on, sis. You ain't got to address this shit. But this pisses me the fuck off, personally, as your good sis. Do you know how many people have been coming at me lately like, oh, how are you associated with an ex-stripper? How are you a wife, but you're linked up with an ex-stripper? First things first, fuck y'all. Second of all, I love how y'all try to hold people's past against them. A lot of y'all are fucking felons. A lot of y'all are deadbeat baby mamas, baby daddies, but nobody can hold it against you. You know, if we really were to hold people's past and what they've done against them present day, do you know how many people we would not be able to fuck with? Y'all gotta get that shit up out of here. You know, y'all don't know people's life stories. Y'all don't know people's past. I don't give a fuck about it, Six. Let me just make this clear. I don't give a fuck about you being a stripper. I don't give a fuck. I care about what you are doing present day. And right now, you are a stand-up, solid woman. I love how you turn, you know, lemons into lemonade. I'm proud of you, Six. So fuck these people trying to hold you accountable for your past. And it has nothing to do with present day. It has nothing to do with your current contributions. The woman that you have.
Now, you see, Danica, this is where I'm going to have to disagree with Danica.
Oh man, yo, the irony of this clip just hit me on so many levels because if you remember, I put out a video last week. Reacting to a piece of content by Six the Goddess and Danica Marie. The video was entitled Miserable Women versus Beautiful Women. And when I put this video out, this was before I knew who Six the Goddess was, her political positions, her political rhetoric. I didn't know who she was beneath the surface. I just seen one clip and I reacted to it. And in that video, I remember I said something so important, man. It goes back to what I said about how we hold men and women to different standards of accountability, right? When it comes to men, we're going to put you on the podium. We're going to put you in the courtroom. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to lay down the judgment. When it comes to women, we don't hold their feet to the fire in the same way. And in that video where I provided commentary to that clip from Danica Marie and Six the Goddess, I had said that men speak to our friends in a different way than women speak to their friends. For example, you saw when the brother tried to come on the live stream and try to hold her accountable. Immediately, Danica Marie, she was like, Six, you don't gotta, nobody hold you accountable. Fuck these niggas. Fuck accountability. You don't got hold shit to nobody. Nigga, you don't got tell shit to nobody. Nobody hold you accountable. Fuck these niggas. But if it was a man and his credibility was up for examination, a man will tell his friend, bro, listen, you gotta step down, bro. You gotta step down. You gotta resign. You gotta move out the way, bro. Your credibility in the toilet, bro. Nah. I can't back that. I can't support that. In fact, I'm gonna play a clip from that video that I did on Six the Goddess and Danica Marie, where I actually laid out the difference in how men speak to their friends and how women speak to their friends. And you're gonna see the connection to that clip from Danica Marie and Six the Goddess. Now, run the footage. I'll be back. He would get roasted to oblivion. He would get roasted so bad he would have to go the fuck home. But it's different for women. When a woman comes around talking that bullshit, other women actually take her serious and actually listens to what she gotta say. When it comes to men, we tell them, hey bro, shut that dumb shit up, bro. Shut that dumb shit up. You sound corny. You sound goofy as hell. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Women do not talk to each other like that. Women do not tell other women, man, shut the fuck up. Now, to further drive this point home, Jessica X is going to compare and contrast what Danica had just said in this broadcast to something that she said in a broadcast previously way back. I'm going to run the footage. I'm going to come back on my commentary. Let's go.
On this topic, I'm going to play her thoughts because it's not consistent. And you're saying, fuck anyone trying to hold you accountable. You literally said, fuck anyone for trying to hold you accountable. You should understand, Danica, why men would have a problem with Six's past. Because you've done videos about it. You've spoken about it.
No, you can't. I'm sorry, sis. It is the way it is, okay? The first thing that we have is this. And a lot of you ladies may not have understood this reason as far as why men care about a woman's body count. But first things first, it does damage his status and rank, okay? When a man is caught flaunting around used up goods, hear me out, it places it into everybody's minds around him. He must not be worth much. He don't got it going on like maybe he's trying to portray. Because if he did, why in the fuck is he out here parading around a female that is clearly for everybody's sheets and the damn streets? We don't understand that when...
So, Danica, this is really what you think of the men who are following Six right now. This is really what you think about them. You can't have it going on in real life if you're out here advocating for a stripper hoe to be telling women what they should be.
Okay, even if that's the case, right? Even if You're out here a reformed woman. You're not in the streets no more. Whatever. The mere fact alone that you used to be, right? You being changed and reformed does not erase your bodies. You being changed and reformed does not erase your history or your reputation. It doesn't matter. Which is why when it comes to...
So which one is it, Danica? Is it you being changed and reformed does not matter? Or is it, fuck that, they can't hold you accountable? Why does your past matter? Half of you guys are deadbeats and deadbeat dads and dusty and felons. Because it's all changing up now. It's all changing up.
It can block our blessings and hinder us from being with the men that matter. What do we mean by being with the men that matter? We're talking about the men that are quote unquote high value, right? I'm gonna say high quality. You know what I mean? The men that are respectable, the men that are successful, the men that are wise and intelligent. You know, those are the type of guys that we block ourselves from being with, potentially by being reckless in the streets. Now, if you don't care about that and you don't mind being with a future ass pumping up ass dude, then cool. You can do what you want to do. If you want to be with a diddy bopping ass dude, that's cool. If you don't mind being a Carisha, that's cool. You a city girl, okay. But if you're looking to settle down with somebody again that's respectable, successful, and wise, intelligent, masculine, I strongly and highly suggest you be very careful with, you know, your reputation and your name, because that can be essentially everything. You know.
There we go. So we've gone from that Danica, right? We're going to take it back. That's the Danica we all know. To this Danica, right? Let's play it.
So, if I sold drugs 10 years ago, okay. If I swung on a pole 20 years ago, and then what? What does that have to do with this today?
I apologize for my ex, right? But if I was an ex-murderer...
Hold on, sis. You ain't got to address this shit, but this pisses me the fuck off. Personally, as your good sis. Do you know how many people have been coming at me lately like, oh, how are you associated with an ex-stripper? How are you a wife, but you're linked up with an ex-stripper? First things first, fuck y'all. Second of all, I love how y'all try to hold people's past against them. A lot of y'all are fucking felons. A lot of y'all are deadbeat baby mamas, baby daddies, but nobody can hold that against you. You know, if we were to hold people's past and what they've done against them present day, do you know how many people we would not be able to fuck with? Y'all gotta get that shit up out of here. You know, y'all don't know people's life stories. Y'all don't know people's past. I don't give a fuck about it, Six. Let me just make this clear. I don't give a fuck about you being a stripper. I don't give a fuck. I care about what you are doing present day. And right now, you are a stand-up, solid woman. I love how you turn, you know, lemons into lemonade. I'm proud of you, Six. So fuck these people trying to hold you accountable for your past. And it has nothing to do with present day. It has nothing to do with your current contributions. The woman that you have blossomed into.
They just want me to explain myself. Like, I'm not
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not explaining nothing, okay?
A lot of y'all are past, like you said, a lot of them are past drug dealers. Should we not fucking associate with you because you sold drugs 15 years ago, nigga?
So now everyone turns into a drug dealer. Everyone turns into a deadbeat. Everyone just turns into the lowest of the low. But you weren't saying that before. You weren't calling them all drug dealers before. You weren't saying that they were deadbeat dads before. You're out here saying, fuck that. Fuck these guys trying to hold you accountable. Like I said, your whole platform has been about holding people accountable. Six's whole thing is women being held accountable and what men want. And now when it comes to your turn to be held accountable, it's fuck that. You can't tell me nothing. You're a weird ass. It all flips. As soon as the heat is on them, it all changes.
All right, we back. That's why I said, man, when y'all got into my DM in my comment section telling me you got to get that Six to Goddis, she be talking crazy, she be talking bullshit. Bro, I'm not going to waste my time trying to hold these women accountable. What the fuck? Like I said, bro, I got 5 sisters, bro. I grew up debating, going back and forth with women. I already understand the psychology. As soon as you try to hold them accountable, they going to start talking a whole bunch of bullshit that don't got shit to do with nothing. They going to, like, you saw how Six to Goddis started talking about his accent and shit like that. What the fuck does his accent got to do with the question that he posed on the live stream? Bro, I'm telling you, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You going to try to hold them accountable accountable, they're gonna be like, nigga, you ain't holding me accountable. Look at your shoes, nigga. Like, when you wasted time trying to hold these women accountable, as y'all say it, bro, it just becomes some childish schoolyard 12-year-old bullshit. For those of y'all who seen the full broadcast on Six the Goddess channel, after the dude asked his question, she started making fun of his accent. She started talking about, oh, you asked me about, she started making fun of his African accent or wherever the brother's from. So at the end of the day, what was the point, bro? You wasted your evening. You could have been, sitting back, going to dinner, you know what I'm saying, having a cigar, smoking up, rolling some weed, you know what I'm saying, drinking some Disaronno, man, watching the game, reading a book, doing some research, enriching your mind, bro. But the problem is, a lot of y'all boys, y'all fall victim for that Afrocentric exterior. You see a woman with the head wrap and the locks and the natural hair, and she talking pro-black shit. Immediately, you niggas get weak in the knees, like a bitch, like a punk, like a trick. You don't think Six the Goddess already know you niggas? She know you niggas from the strip club. She know you niggas is weak. Weak ass dudes. As soon as you see a beautiful presentation, you weak in the knees. You breaking open the wallet like a bitch. Bro, I've been seeing her on social media for years, bro. For years. I never once cared enough to click open a video because I'm already understanding 9 times out of 10, that entire presentation, that Afrocentric exterior, that is nothing but the art of seduction at work. That's nothing but the art of seduction at play. When they get online, these chicks get online talking that pro-black shit, they trying to get you niggas weak in the knees, bro. I'm not saying that's for 100% of them, but I'm saying 9 out of 10. You put 10 of them in a room. If you put 10 Afrocentric pro-black black women in the room, 8 of them are gonna be running game. They don't even believe the shit they say. They just talking bullshit, trying to seduce you for a variety of reasons. A lot of these chicks, they don't discover their blackness until they're a grown-ass woman. And when they're like 27, 29, 32, that's when they find their blackness. Before that, they was running around chasing after white boys and shit. Now all of a sudden, it's big pro-black, Goddess Moja, communicating with the ancestors. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, they just running game. The other 2 chicks, one of them, out of those 2, one of them is genuine about what the fuck they talking about. The other one, she's kind of running game too, but she kind of believe it, but she kind of running game too. So I would say out of every 10 black women that are Afrocentric, pro-black, whatever, only one of them is sincere. The other 9, the other 8, 9, they running game, bro. They running game. Or if you look in their past, you do a background check, you realize, man, don't even fuck with them. Don't even fuck with them. In my experience, this is what I've come across. And I want to touch on something that Danica Marie had said. As soon as the brother tried to hold Six the Goddess accountable, immediately all black men suddenly became deadbeat drug dealers out in the streets terrorizing the community. Within a click of a button, she instantly tapped into that shit. Instantly invoked the stereotype of the black male community terrorist selling drugs, poisoning the community, not taking care of his kids. And months back, I made a video about Cynthia G, and I had said, the reason why I decided to hop on YouTube and make a channel myself was I felt like it was too many dysfunctional black men who had a microphone, right? All these rappers, all these ball players that always get the spotlight. What happened to the black man who just came from a stable family, a good family? His mom and dad are both high income earners. He grew up going to private school. He didn't grow up, dodging bullets and shit, dodging straight bullets in the motherfucking hood. He didn't grow up motherfucking eating the cockroaches in the cereal. He grew up eating good. He grew up living good. He went to motherfucking summer camp playing sports with the motherfucking professional academies. I decided that there was a certain voice in the black male collective that was silent. So I decided to grab a microphone and make my own channel because all these goddamn drug dealers and all these killers and shooters always got the microphone and they always got the spotlight. And I also felt that it was too many within our community that came from a background of dysfunction. Why do they always get the spotlight? Like someone like Tariq Nasheed, who dropped out in the 8th grade. Like someone like 50 Cent, who grew up selling crack and battling against the local drug dealers. What happened to the black man who just came from a normal fucking life? In that video, I even said the same thing. I want black women who also come from a decent background, a good background, a stable background. Get on the microphone, get a camera, get on social media, let your voice be heard, because we got too many of these motherfucking ex-strippers, ex-prostitutes, ex-drug dealers, ex-pimps. When I was growing up in school, I went to private school my entire life. It was a bunch of black girls in the classroom with me. It was a bunch of black girls in school with me. So I know every black woman doesn't come from some fucked up background where she was up in the orphanage and she was stripping at 19 and she was a single mom at 23 and she was moving around. Like, no, like every black woman don't come from this dysfunctional bullshit. But due to the fact that so many in our community who are dysfunctional, they are the ones who got the spotlight. They're the ones who are given the microphone. We begin to think that that represents our entire collective when it doesn't. That's why Danica Marie, in defense of her friend, she started saying that all black men, y'all drug dealers and deadbeats and you was selling drugs 16 years ago and all this shit. Like, nigga, what? And going back to something I said on Six the Goddess in my video the other day, I had said that entire pro-black space on YouTube, that pro-black sector, that FBA sector, Tariq Nasheed, Six the Goddess, Jason Black, whatever, I had brought up an excellent point. I said, how come over there you never see any high-level intellectuals of black society? You never see any PhDs, any PharmDs, any JDs. The only people you see online talking all that pro-black shit is guys like Tariq Nasheed, an ex-pimp, ex-motherfucking degenerate. People like Six the Goddess, all up in a strip club, clapping her cheeks for a bunch of white men. People like Vicky Dillard, went to federal prison for fraud. Like the rapper My Son, who nowadays he's this big pro-black activist, but going back a couple decades ago, he was running around trying to rob cab drivers, motherfucking putting guns in the faces of cab drivers for chump change. Bum ass, clown ass nigga. That's why you'll never see any high level intellectuals of black society who could really make a change and really be effective for the collective ever associating with any of these people on motherfucking YouTube, because their backgrounds stink. Their backgrounds smell like the motherfucking local landfill. It fucking stinks. You bring up their background check, you bring up their paperwork, nigga, it stinks. It's dirty. It stinks. That's why when you look over there in that little FBA YouTube pro-black sector, it's a bunch of shady characters from shady backgrounds. They background check, it comes up dirty, it stinks. And if you try to hold them accountable, the only thing they're gonna do is start cracking up the comedy session. Like when Six the Goddis started talking about the guy's accent. It's like when you go up to Tariq Nasheed, try to hold him accountable. He starts talking about your hairline or your motherfucking shoes or your accent or some shit like that. Like, bro, there's no high level intellectual shit going on over in that space of black YouTube, that pro-black sector of YouTube, my nigga. Like, it's just clown shit going on over there. That's why you'll never see no high level intellectuals tapping in over there. Even the people who call into their show, who call into Tariq Nasheed and shit like that. Even Jason Black show, you can tell, man, this is not the greatest, the highest intelligent bunch of black society, bro. Like, usually when you go inside their broadcast, the smartest person in the room is the person hosting the broadcast, and the entire audience is 99.9%. They're all imbeciles and idiots. That's why they're so amazed by what the fuck they got to say. Oh my God, Tariq, Jason Black, you're such a genius. Oh my God, you the Messiah. Oh my God. That's because niggas is dumb. And also because there is no standard for the collective, right? You try to hold the woman accountable to a certain standard of behavior. Oh, you a weird ass nigga. You a weird ass nigga. So you a funny accent. Get out of here, weird ass nigga. You can't build with anybody who has this type of mindset. But then again, these women are not in the business of building anything. They're not trying to build a society how they claim. That pro-black shit is a hustle. It's a grift, man. It's a scam. They're not trying to build no society with you. There is no standard of ethics you could hold them to. Because if you are going to build a society, build a nation, build a community, then there are standards and ethics that must be maintained. Or else you got guys like My Son running around talking about, I'm a community leader, I'm a community activist. You look up this dude's rap sheet, nigga was sticking up cab drivers, putting guns in their face, robbing them for like $50 back in the day. And these your leaders? Come on, man. There's no standards. There's no standards here. There's no standards. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Ain't no standards. But before I wrap it up, I just want to say to Danica Marie, no. Every black man who wants to hold a black woman accountable, he's not a goddamn deadbeat degenerate who was selling crack back in 2005 with Rick Ross, when Rick Ross came out with the song Hustlin'. No. Back in the day, I was going to private school, wearing my suit and tie, rocking my church shoes and my loafers. You know what I mean? I had my school uniform custom made too. I had my name stitched into my goddamn sweater vest. You know what I'm saying? I was walking around fly as a young nigga. You know what I mean? I was doing my thing back in the day. Always did my thing, man. But yeah, Danica Marie, yeah, we're not a bunch of degenerates. You know what I mean? It reminds me sometime, right? I remember one time I was talking to this chick, and I forget how we actually came up on the subject. I think she actually was the one that brought it up. And I had said that it's certain things for me that's non-negotiable if I'm going to deal with a chick seriously, right? And I told her one of those things, if you're a black woman, I only deal with black women, number one, but I don't deal with black women who be running around dealing with white boys. I mentioned that on my channel all the time. And I told this chick that. You know what she said? She said, well, I don't know why that would matter because y'all black men always run around chasing the white women. And I just stared at her. I just looked at her and I said, what the fuck that got to do with me? I don't be chasing the white women. But the same way Danica Marie had to bring up some random bullshit that didn't have nothing to do with nothing, talking about deadbeats and drug dealers and felons and all this shit. It was the same way that chick in that scenario brought up a whole bunch of other shit. Well, black men be chasing white women. Well, I'm standing in front of you right now as a black man. I don't be chasing white women. Now what? Now what? The reason why they bring that up is because they don't want to be held to no standard. They don't want to be held to no level of accountability. So they'll bring up some shit that don't got shit to do with shit to try to shut you up. It's a common thing that happens. That's why I say it's a waste of time trying to hold them accountable. The best way to hold them accountable is simply remove yourself from the situation. Withdraw yourself from the situation. Keep it moving. Move on with your life. That's the best way, the most effective way. And it costs the least amount of energy. You don't got to say a word. Just walk away. Block their number. Delete their number. Unsubscribe. Unfollow. Move on. But yeah, man, I ain't about to talk y'all ear off. It's your boy Neferkari Salim back in the Billy. Yes, indeed. Like, share, subscribe, Cash App in the description. And I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in that ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I feeling the tension. Enemy watching, he blocking my vision. Came for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This shit is an art, and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands, cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and get smack in their faces.